What's going on, everyone? I am just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about what a house is like in Denmark. So, here in the United States, we really don't know much about Danish culture or what life is like in Denmark. But honestly, I always assumed that like a house here in the US is pretty much the same as a house anywhere else. But apparently, that is not true. So today, I really want to take a look at this video here and learn about some of the big differences between Danish and American houses. So let's take a look.
So we're outside our house at our mailbox, and you can see our mailbox looks like basically any other mailbox in either Denmark or the US. But the big difference
Sure.
is it has our names on it. So there's Josh's
Oh,
name, my name's there too, and that's really important because
really? That's like common? That's normal in Denmark? Do you have to have your name on the mailbox? Um, you would really never see that in the US. And that's because I guess if I'm being honest, it's kind of because we really, really value privacy and being like anonymous. Like, we don't want everyone to be able to read our mailbox and know who lives there and what our names are. And so I guess it's kind of like a weird privacy thing, because we certainly do not do this. How come you guys do this?
it's really important because here in Denmark, if you don't have your name on your mailbox, sometimes the post people won't actually deliver your mail. They'll send it back because they can't prove that you live here.
Oh, that actually makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense, like from a verification standpoint, like making sure. Because I've gotten the wrong mail before. I've gotten people's mail that used to live here or live next door, or so mistakes definitely happen with our system. So putting your name on the mailbox definitely makes sense. I can't argue with that. I just think we don't like it. It's I guess we're kind of weird about that. Huh, that's interesting.
So that's a big difference from the US because we're not required to do that in the US. It just goes by the house number. So the post people just deliver it to whoever lives in the house. They don't know who
Yeah.
lives there. They just care about the house number. So that's
Yeah.
that's a big difference.
Yeah.
And behind
Oh, yeah. Oh my god. And don't even get me started. I've had Amazon packages and Walmart packages delivered to the wrong house, like the neighbors. And it could honestly, that would be solved with this name. It's a pretty simple solution, actually. I'm surprised we don't require this. Like, but again, I think in American culture, we just value privacy. Even I don't know if that's weird.
and behind me are all of our trash cans. So we've got paper
What?
and plastic. We have cardboard. We've got our regular trash, food trash.
How many trash? How many cans do you have? What? Um, for most people in the U.S., it's one trash, everything in one can. Very simple. Um, some people get a second bin if they want to try to recycle. They put all the stuff and recycling stuff all in one bin, and not a ton of people do that. Some people, though. In Denmark, you guys got like four different cans?
We have cardboard. We've got our regular trash, food trash. So this is all like the extras from when you're cooking and things. And then
Even the food is in a different trash? This makes me feel like we have a lot we could be doing better in the US. So you guys sort your trash into like 4 or 5 different bins? Like really? Like all the time? Is that right? I This is so different. I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. So you put a lot of extra effort into this. It sounds like it's mostly for recycling, like just cardboard in one bin, just food. Um, Respect. I respect that a lot. That's just not something we really value in the US, and we probably should like value that higher, honestly.
glass and metal, and finally our garden trash. So
That's unbelievable. We seriously put everything in one can and they take it to a dump. This is I don't think most Americans would have the patience to do all this. But it does make me feel like we're a bit lazy or we don't care about the environment.
we've got a lot of trash cans. We do a lot of recycling, a lot of separating, and
Wow.
that's a big thing here in Denmark. Recycling's really big, so they make it as easy as possible.
So you guys at home organize all the different trash into these different bins? That's a lot of work.
And all of these get picked up on different days. We just have to kind of note in a calendar what days they come. So that's a big difference from the US. All we had in the US was basically like mixed recyclables. So anything that was recyclable went into one container.
And you don't even have to do that.
They didn't make any separation. And then we just had trash. And that was it. And
Yeah.
it was really, really hard to do any really big recycling. We did a video about Genbrug Station. We didn't really have those in the U.S. either. So
What is that?
there's lots more recycling done here in Denmark, and therefore lots more trash cans.
Well, look, a cat. Good for you guys. Seriously. Like that's admirable. I don't think Americans would ever do that though. Unfortunately.
Hey!
All right, so one of the weird things about bathrooms in Denmark is the light switches are outside the bathroom.
That's what this is? I couldn't even tell what this is. This looks like a doorbell. This is a switch? This is a light switch? It looks very different. And it's outside the room? I don't know about that. I'm trying to think, is it better or worse for the switch to be if it's outside the room, you can do this. You can prank the other people in the house. You can turn off the lights from the outside. See, that's weird to me. If you're in the room, the controls are in the room. I don't know about this. Also, what is that thing under the switch? Like the circle?
Rather than inside the bathroom. I don't understand why. If somebody knows the reason for this, tell me in the comments, because I don't
Okay, he doesn't understand why either.
understand it at all, but it is kind of fun to mess with people while they're going to the bathroom.
All right, so another thing I want to talk about is unfinished floors. So this is like the entrance to our new house, but it is actually the only room in our current house that has unfinished floors.
Okay.
But our 2 old houses in Denmark had only unfinished floors in every room of the house.
Unfinished floor? What does that mean? Isn't there like wood or like carpet or something? What do you...
However, I don't think none of our houses back in the US had unfinished floors. They were all, had the glossy top. And I don't know if I
Oh! Like it's wooden floor with no gloss? It's just raw wood? You're just walking on straight onto wood. No finishes or like sealants or you know what I mean? That's weird. That's weird. Doesn't it make it harder to clean or what?
never even been in a house in the US that had unfinished floors. So it's a very Danish or European thing. But yeah, it was something
Okay.
I definitely thought was a bit strange when I first came here.
All right, so you're kind of getting a little bit of a tour of
Okay.
the house here. We're now in Miranda's office and looking at another light switch. It's a very light switch heavy tour and description of things. And in this case,
Okay.
what's interesting is there's an outlet at the switch.
Oh, it's an outlet. Oh, I see now. Yeah, that does look like an outlet. I've just never seen one under a switch on the outside of the room. These are very random. These differences aren't like insane, but it's just like randomly different. Why?
It's smart because there's obviously power going to the switch, and it allows you to do things like plug in a vacuum cleaner or something that you just need temporarily plugged in, and you don't need to like get on the ground or move furniture to find an outlet to plug something in.
That's fair. In the US, the outlets are all like like near the floor on the wall, which is kind of annoying, actually. So this you have those, but also this one. That's okay. That's convenient. I like that.
This is not something that happens in the US. The light switches are just light switches. There's no outlets next to it at all. So this is pretty handy. I like this. Almost
Okay.
every light switch in the house has an outlet directly below it if you need power.
Cool. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
now we are in the kitchen, and something that I really thought was interesting when I first moved to Denmark is I remember walking into the kitchen in our very first house and saying, "Where's the fridge? Where is it?"
What is this? Like what am I looking at? Is that the fridge? What is this thing?
But we have a built-in fridge, and it's quite common in Danish homes to have built-in fridges in the wall.
It's in the wall. It's part of the home. The fridge is in the wall. That's fancy. That's very to me that's very fancy. That's cool. So you can't really replace the fridge. Cuz sometimes in the US when people move, they typically leave their fridge behind, so it's almost like it is part of the house. But I've never seen one that's built into the wall. That's very clean looking, very cool. Here, like that would mean you're like really rich. That's fancy. I don't know if one way is better or worse. This sounds harder to replace though.
But that was something that was very weird to get used to, and I definitely opened the wrong cabinet.
Yeah, it looks like a cabinet. Like I would be so confused. Like I would think the dishes are in there or something. I would never know that that's a fridge. Also, is that how big it is? Like that looks so small to me. Is it just that one compartment? That's like like 1/4 of most American fridges. Do you guys just not have as much food in there or what?
A few times when we first moved into our house here.
All right, and now we're going to switch
Yes.
because I have one. I hope the sound, maybe stand over there.
So
I hope the sound of the dishwasher isn't too loud over there. But also, this is a freezer. And as you can see, there's
Wow, that's cool. How it's like it looks like regular cabinets. If you've seen like pictures of a fridge in the US, like they're big metal rectangles, very obvious. This is much more subtle. This looks better, I'm going to be honest. But it's so small.
no mechanism for making ice cubes in this freezer at all.
And it doesn't automatically make ice. This makes me feel like in the US we're like spoiled. Like we need gigantic fridges with automatic ice makers and cuz that's standard in any American house. You would expect that. This is a bit more simple.
There's no thing to get. No, there's no, this isn't doing anything except
no
heat in the fridge.
ice.
No ice making facilities. Every refrigerator freezer I've ever had in America had the ability to make ice cubes.
Yeah.
Even the cheapest one. We lived in this like super inexpensive, cheap, right out of college house in Tullahoma, Tennessee. I bought the cheapest refrigerator, which was also happened to be the most expensive one I could afford at the time. even it had up at the top, quite common, the freezer at the top, a way to make ice cubes with
So how do you guys make ice? Don't tell me you have to freeze water. Oh my god.
water running into the freezer to do this. So I've always had free flowing ice cubes at any point I wanted in my life.
Yeah, it's
until I
great.
moved here. 5.5 years of no ice cubes. That's a massive. This has been a struggle to get used to. Maybe not now because it's winter, but in the summertime, oh, ice cubes! I love you so much.
Do you guys just make ice cubes in trays? Or maybe you just don't use ice cubes as much. That's another good example of just a weird, random difference. Very random.
This is one that I feel like you and I both miss.
Yes.
There's no bathtubs here. You can get a bathtub.
No. Oh, now this is a big difference. Okay, this is officially a big difference. No bathtub? It's interesting. There's just these things that are expected in American houses. Maybe that we think of as normal. Maybe it's like luxuries. Like you don't need ice. You don't need a tub. Like, so you guys just all shower? In the US, you typically take a bath in a tub until you're like a little bit older, and then you start taking showers. But you have the option for both. It's nice.
But 90% of the homes, I would say, do not have a bathtub. You just have a standing shower.
Yeah,
And that's all you get.
we've never lived in a house that had a bathtub.
No.
Huh.
And I'm getting used to it.
I've been in houses with a bathtub.
Yeah, it's like the Danish houses. A lot of this just boils down to you don't have the extra things that we need. The ice machine and the bathtub and your light switches are in different places, and you got your names on your mailbox, and or some things are just different. Not necessarily missing, but different.
Yeah.
Other people's houses,
Yeah.
not our houses. And it's not really common.
No. Sometimes I miss
Interesting.
it, but that's what hotels are for. They have bathtubs. And we thought we'd just do a quick special
Bonus.
honorable mention to the 2 buttons that you have on toilets.
So this is a toilet. It looks like a toilet, like that I'm familiar with just again a couple weird little differences. So the whole thing seems a little bit smaller, and the button is on the top?
In the US, we just have a single flush. You flush a toilet and that's it. No more thought to it. Here you've got a light flush for light things
What?
and a heavier flush for heavier things.
What kind of See, this is so weird. It makes no sense to me. You guys have like things that we would consider essential. You guys don't have, like the ice maker. But instead, you guys have extra stuff that we don't have on your toilet. Like, so I guess it just kind of depends. You have 2 different ways to flush the toilet, and this is normal all over Denmark. Like every toilet is like this. Different types of flushing. Why? Why? That's my question. Why?
I'm a frequent user of the heavy flush button. Just
So more water. It's a bit more forceful with the heavy flush. So
Oh, if you need more water. if you use the toilet, depending on how you use the toilet. So this is like a recycling thing? Or like to not waste water? Again, this just shows that you guys are thinking about very environmentally friendly. Like you're thinking about these recycling, saving water, these types of things, like with the trash out in the recycling bins, and now the toilet. It's all, built around caring about the environment and saving things, and that's very cool. Like, I don't know, it makes me feel kind of bad, like that in the U.S. we don't think about that at all. Makes it feel like we're not doing a good job.
Yeah. So whichever one you need, you can do.
What's the group
Okay.
for energy water saving?
Yes, exactly.
Right? What do you think, buddy?
Ollie,
Ollie agrees.
So I
Ollie
think I got a
agrees.
lot of Ollie's butt up. We're trying to get her to do weird things over here.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Wait.
Huh?
All right, go for it.
Okay. So one thing that I really noticed when we moved to Denmark, and I think this is just the Scandinavian style really coming out, but every
Okay.
room is white. They're all white. In every house we've lived in, all the rooms are just white.
Oh yeah. Yes, it is. You can kind of see the room I'm in right now. It's not, the walls aren't really white. Um, Sometimes the walls are white here. Uh, but other times people paint their walls very interesting colors too. I don't know, it's kind of like a form of self-expression, I guess. Never really thought about it. But most walls in Denmark, in the home, are white. That's just the way it is. You don't experiment with any other colors, or would that be too weird? Like too busy, too much? Like seeing a blue wall? Like my bathroom is blue, like the water, like the ocean. It's very peaceful. You just want white? Or maybe that's just what's popular. Or is this a cultural thing? I'm confused, but white is a very nice color. Like, I don't have any problem with it, but why are you limiting your options, though?
And I thought that was very interesting because the houses we've lived in the US were either like painted different colors. I remember our dining room in our house in DC was yellow. We had a green room or like
Yeah.
wallpaper, but every room here in all the house we've lived in are just white. It's very minimalist.
Is that what it is? Just minimalist, like you don't really care too much about the color, or you're just keeping it simple. White can be like calming. It's not the worst color at all. In the US, people like to go a little crazy with the colors. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. It's just personal taste, I guess.
I think it's quite nice, especially in the summer with all the natural light. But
It's
I
nice.
definitely remember coming to the house and being like, "This is so boring. Why is everything white?" Okay, so I did have to slightly search the house for this because this house does not really have that much of this, but previous houses did. That doesn't believe
Okay.
me, but it's true. But that the plugs here have like switches to turn them on and off, which I find very interesting because that's not really a concept we have in the US. So I have
What? So the switch does what? The switch controls the outlet?
a demonstration for you that it does in fact turn on and off for the switch.
Oh, anything that uses power from that outlet. You can turn it on and off on the wall. That's interesting. We definitely don't have that. It's like a second way to turn off the power of your kettle or whatever. Like, why don't you just turn it off on the object that's plugged in? You know what I mean? I guess it's nice to have another way, but it seems kind of like redundant.
But yeah, this house doesn't really have that much, but previous houses definitely did, and it's something I think is very interesting. Oh, start
Yeah, I don't understand why.
to turn on. Whoa.
But that's a good example of something extra that you guys have in the Danish houses that we don't have in the American houses. So yeah, it's like we have different stuff. It's weird.
Ollie wants to be in every shot, guys. This is the end. You slightly go on.
Sorry.
There you go.
Come this way. Okay.
All right. Let's wrap this up, guys.
Yes. So thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it. That was fascinating. Very interesting. Like, I didn't know what to expect, like with a Danish house, or how it could be different. from what I'm used to. And what I found out is 90% the houses are the same. A house is a house. But 10% is like these weird, totally random changes. These totally random differences in the wall or the fridge or the mailbox. Which is really interesting how, depending on your culture or where you are, how those things are different. I'm sure they all have explanations, but yeah, to me, as an American, from my point of view, a lot of this is so different and weird, but that's awesome. It's awesome that there's different ways of doing things. So I really enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment, especially if you're Danish and you understand these things in the house, and that'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.